Well, hello everyone, hello. Let's get started with the show. And I tell you what, this is my life, how it goes. And the show is called My Life, and it has just been commenced. And I'm talking today about nothing specifically about her. Maybe some more general topics will pop up in my mind, and we'll be going through them together. And that's good. That's good, because the absence of topic is the main contributor to all this making something activities. So for the whole longevity of my channel, excuse me, here, and I'm not listening. I'm not, excuse me, hearing what I'm saying as it in the moment as I'm going through this, because my head sets on my head, on my silly head, and I put them on because I want my microphone to be closer to my what side I should point it out with my. And this side is my microphone. As I said, as I wanted it closer to my speaking apparatus. That's how I put them on. Because of that, I put them on in the first place, and sacrificing something, sacrifice my ability to hear in the moment what I'm saying, and just nothing special, just to me fire, and just my silly nothing doing activities always. And I just I have shaven because my beard grew, and I didn't want that to grow for I don't know, some more days, and that's why I did my shaving procedure. And pretty good activity if you take your time, if you're in rush with going through this, if you take your time relishing your I don't know, fur to be cut on your chin, to be cut on your cheeks with a good shaving stick. That's what I use, and I only predominantly use shaving sticks, and not those many regular shaving sticks, only one time shaving sticks. That's what I use because they're nicely done, they're cheap, they're just light when you hold it, when you operate it, when you wield it, when you operate it. It's light, it's just very comforting to touch, it's very comforting to use, and that's why I just use disposable shaving sticks for my shaving procedures. I'm lazy, and that's why I only shave maybe 2 times a week or 1 time a week, depending on my wanting, or I would rather to say not wanting to shave. And today is like some special day, probably. That's when I pop up with the conclusion that I wanna shave, and I did actually, because of my less not wanting, lesser not wanting thing of being shaved. Uh, in some period of time, I should say. And just if I made some fucking mistakes, I don't fucking care, because this is my American, this is my whatever, my world, my own creation, and I'm the only ruler, shaper, and commander of my own American. And so too, I want you to be the only ruler, shaper, and commander of all the things in your life. As I'm doing, that happens to be harsh, and you meet whatever you meet on your way. It's all yours, it's all mine, I should say. And I'm pretty just good with what I have in my life, and I'm making do with what I have. I'm not waiting for some better opportunity to come and to embrace me. I don't know. It never comes. It never comes. You have to get it. If you get it, you have to get it. Get it yourself, or grab it, use it, or sort it out relentlessly, and only given with what you want in your life. That's the most crucial making point for me, and uh, that's how I became clear about my own doings, and I realized that I was on the wrong track for a fair amount of years. And after quitting of doing so, I felt much better in the process. That happened several years ago, maybe around 10 years or 8 years ago. I remember 2014 when I switched from being a simple salesman to simply being the person that I wanted to be for a long while. And I made a switch that was hard, that was painful, that was fearsome, and I was fearful that I wouldn't that I wouldn't pull it off, but I'm pulling it off so far, and I've been pulling it off for this point of my life. Thanks God, that's what I'm doing, and I don't seek any other ways or easy ways. Never going easy to myself, the harder hardships get, the more experienced and more skillful I become for getting through them, for the process of getting through them, and this is just like you wanna expand your circle of your inner competence circle outwards, and when you get those hardships that you meet them, that's the thing that you want to realize yourself. If you're in the process of constant flux, then you should know probably the harder hardships you get on your track, the better your point-oriented side becomes, and you're getting right there where you want to be, and you're getting through that track knowing that you're on the right track, that way with knowing those hardships in a way. And the more rush you feel in your veins, the more hard that process becomes, excuse me, once there and get the idea of you being on the way that you want to be there, and it's all yours, and only you who gets to decide what to do further on, and never give up. The worst thing that you can do is giving up, and you might be meeting your goals right after you give up. So never give up, and you'll meet those goals that you own them, and you meet them, or it's inevitable you will meet them if you don't die. I hope we all won't. So guys, it's my shitting meaning something, maybe meaning nothing, depends on the point of consideration. And see, as I put it, this idea onto the flagpole of today's meeting. It's not even a meeting, it's get together, it's friendship thing, get together thing, when we are meeting together and we are discussing my fluff, my shits, and my doings, so my own creation. Guys, I said what I wanted pretty much, and I already read the shit up. Sliding on the floor right now doesn't block Bruce's ways anymore. We can do our ways, whatever we want. I love the way it sounds, the way it goes, the way it feels, and there are no boundaries. And only you and God's surveillance and supervision, all those two things you should bear in mind, let them marinate and be your like a lighthouses in your life. Or head there, be there, do that, and you'll be there. Yes, I got Rollins said it. I don't know how many times I already read those shits up, and they're laying on my floor right now. It doesn't block our ways anymore. We can do with our ways, whatever we want. If you got everything or anything, or everything out of what I said, then good for you. Then probably you're Native American. Please bear with all those mass points that you made, and you have found on my way with going through my video shoot up tonight, with our video shoot up tonight, and with buried them in mind. I'm saying night and shit of flood that goes along these lines. Never give up, and believe the honest and release something good and meaning nothing for you. Gotta roll, peace out, and stay tuned. And thanks again for being with me, for practicing us to fucking know what practicing my lead American. Be good, gotta roll, stay tuned. And thanks again for being with me, for practicing us to fucking know what practicing. But it's been good and nice and so on. So, and head your own way, or never derail from your tracks, and everything's gonna be right and good with you. Gotta roll, and peace out. Thanks again for being with me. Still around, guys, very soon. Good for you. Good times roll.